Ministry of Primary Industry and Marine Resources for the fiscal year 2024. The budget reflected our commitment to transforming our small island autonomous Bougainville region into a sustainable, resilient, and prosperous nation in line with the vision of the President and the aspiration of our people. Our ministry is responsible for overseeing and developing the sectors that are vital to our food security, economic diversification, environmental protection, and social well-being. Assistant Speaker, my ministry supports and stresses the importance of having in place implementable plans through our completed corporate plan, aligned and cascaded down from the Bougainville Strategic Development Plan 2018 to 2022, the Bougainville Long-Term Vision 2052, the Bougainville Integrated Strategic Development Plan 2023 to 2027, and the importance of getting the things into perspective through the President's 6-point strategies to see the long-term vision, planning, and implementation. The benchmark of having in place appropriate laws and legislation, including policies, is crucial for a real transformation of our economy and well-being of our small population. Well, not so small, because we're like almost 600,000 plus population already. I am very happy with the policies that are now in place within my term as the Minister for the Department of Primary Industry. Underneath the policies and plan, we have developed or passed, and some are in progress. The DPI corporate plan is completed, and then it's ready to be launched. Two, the Bougainville Food Security Policies 2022 to 35 has been launched. We are yet to launch the Food Security Strategic Development Plan in this second quarter. Also, the draft Agriculture Master Plan will be workshopped during the second quarter of 2024. The draft Bougainville Livestock Development Policy is to be finalized in second quarter. The draft Mud Crab Policy, draft Blue Sea Cucumber Policy, the draft of Fishery Licensing Policy. Once the Fishery Management Act is passed, we will be in the position of issuing our license. The draft policy for mangrove is also to be workshopped in the second quarter. The draft Balsa policy has been completed with support from Commerce and Trade, industry for funding. So I think in regards to the Balsa policy, there's been an article, I don't know whether yesterday or the day before, saying that we're in the process of coming up with a regulation for Balsa. I want to make it clear that the policy is the first thing that has to be done, because, and then after that, the regulation will be in place. So I think the public has been misinformed with that, because it's been reported in the Post-Courier that the regulation is ready, which is not yet. Also, the forestry inventory plans for 2022, and not in this number, but the development of blue-green policy in partnership with the Department of Lands and Climate Change. So what we've done last year is, through the partnership of European Union, a consultant was engaged, and we worked on the blue-green economic feasibility. So that report has been completed. It will help us to guide us to develop our blue-green policy for the ABG government. With all this in mind, the Ministry and the Department of Primary Industry has initiated a range of high-impact projects over the last 2 or 3 years, and there are still ongoing commitments to ensure that these are progress at the end of 2024 or 2025, whichever precedes, and also, in terms of financial implications, prioritized to support this. Some of the key projects that has been prioritized is the operationalization of the BHOR initiative or activities through the establishment of BHOR Advisory Council. By June, all cocoa should be directly exported out of Bougainville. So underneath the BHOR, what we're doing is we've already, it's been a bit of a challenge going on with Cocoa Board, where Cocoa Board had sent out a circular to all our exporters and advised them not to pay any of the levies into our trust account. but to pay 100% back to Cocoa Board. So we've taken a legal action against that one by talking to the public solicitor at the national government, and it's been spelled out to the CEO for Cocoa Board that what he's doing is breach the agreement that the both government has agreed on in terms of the drawdowns of the powers and putting systems in place to ensure that the revenues for ABGs are being collected. And once we employ our the compliance manager for BHOR, then he will take on the responsibility law, recruiting my advisory council, who will be the council that will go through the licensing of all the cocoa beans and, export and everything, because the advisory body will then determine who qualifies the license. And that will be 100% income for ABG through that process of licensing. The proposed construction of the cocoa powder factory at Toniva Kira and a BHOR house construction project. An 8-room building being constructed at Konga DPI station is ongoing. It's on hold due to finance yet to be prioritized or completing this law work. A new office at Konga DPI is completed. We're just waiting to do the fencing and Bamipla officially opening. Maintenance of DPI stations in Buin and Konga are ongoing in collaboration with the Department of Technical Services. Maintenance of all CCI office at Kubu to accommodate the new KIK office, the corporate industry, and the construction of a staff house for them. So we want that particular sector to physically support the more coconut growers, Bloomy. The continuation of the Bougainville Cocoa Industry Redevelopment Plan, the proposed joint venture partnership with Nissan Community Government for first vessel purchase in 2024. So what we've done in partnership with the member for Nissan and its community government, the fishery sector has actually put in some funding to support him purchase of that vessel with the interest to provide him shipping blow seaweed to the buyers in Buka. So that has already been done. The Buka Pristine Mill joint venture arrangement with New Guinea oil palm, which was the question that was raised by one of our members, we have been working on for a production sharing partnership and eventual acquisitions. A draft submission has been prepared. Completion of one staff house at Buka, which we launched this year. There's also plan underway for us to collaborate with the DLPP and EC with Department of Lands and Environmental Climate Office with the Blue-Green Economic Project. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to announce that the DPI Ministry and Department has tentatively nominated Buin as the venue for our annual chocolate festival, this being in line with our intention of the venue to be distributed equitably among the region. But I would like to thank our leaders in this honorable house to offer their thoughts with this matter, and I would also kindly request that our constituency members considered some form of budget support for this very important event, which is to be motivating of our rural community engaged in the cocoa industry. I know we're always getting feedback about this chocolate festival. Please remember this is about our farmers. It's a space for them to understand why the quality of the bean is important for them. And also a space for the farmers to get together and learn from each other as well too. These are some of the key infrastructures and collaboration project initiatives, but that my department has given priority as they are the lowest hanging fruit ready for harvest for gain by our government and our people. This is made possibly with the current cordial relationship and partnership forged with all stakeholders locally, domestically to counteract capacity issues faced on a daily basis. The Commodity Support Facility, this is a grant scheme delivered through the Bougainville Partnership to foster agriculture economic development in Bougainville. The Commodity Support Grant Facility is to Cocoa Farmers Group aim to support farmers, increase quality, improve quality, increase quality and improve quality, gain better market access. Between 2017 and 2020, the Bougainville Partners provided grants to 25 farmer groups to the value of approximately 10.4 million. In late 2020, the Bougainville Partnership confirmed grants totaling up to 10.4 million for another 25 new cocoa farmer group. So this commodity support facility is open to everyone, and I would like to encourage its constituency members. I think there's a next phase, third phase coming up. Identify your corporate groups in your own constituencies to benefit in this one, because in that project, what the project does is it assists the farmers to have good fermentary building. It also provides a tractor for them to do their business, and also run all the trainings and support them with the nurseries and access to good market in that case. So what the department has been doing is we've gone as far as identifying where the market for the good quality cocoa is, but because we still have quality issues, these are some of the challenges that as constituency members, I'm encouraging us to support this program directly within your own constituencies. So just a few snapshots of what the CSF cocoa grants have done. In June 2024, the cocoa grants would have delivered the following to the 50 cocoa farmer groups. So when I'm saying 50 cocoa farmer groups, it's mean one of the cocoa farmer group would have about 20 to at least 50 to 60 farmer group in one plug group. So training of the 2,570 farmer groups on integrated pest disease management, in best cocoa block management and harvesting, training of 100 farmers from 50 groups with good quality and training, assesses training from Cocoa Board and DPI, distribution of over 600,000 clonal seedlings, and construction of 17 solar clean combination dryers, renovation and construction of over 200 conventional dryers, construction of more than 35 project offices and storage shed, distribution of 35 tractors and trainings on tractors acceptable user policy to farmer group, distribution of 15,822 cocoa farming tools as per grantees required tools like bow saws, knapsacks, sprayers, drain spades, wheelbarrow, assorted gumboots, chainsaws, secateurs, and pole pruners. Distribution of 5,028 bags, pallet, liters of pesticide, weedicide fertilizers as project recipient, while chemical distributors were Binatox, Pentox, Roundup, and Karate, all the crazy chemicals. So these are some of the things that the commodity grant support facility, I'm providing a lot of farmer groups that actually have access to all these tools that are provided to them. On the update of BHOR, the following is some of the progress updated on the key output, milestone, and challenges for BHOR in the last quarter of 2023 to the first quarter of 2024. Consultation with Cocoa Board PNG regarding the implementation of joint MOA signed in October 2022. More 90% of the MOA has been achieved. A few of the outstanding responsibilities like securing land for establishment of cocoa germplasm and seed garden, additional cocoa training for BHOR offices, and sales contract for Bougainville cocoa. So with that plan for us to do the direct shipment out of Bougainville by June is so that ABG has control of number of bags that are being shipped out. Right now, at the moment, what's happening is with AGMAC and what's the other one, CPL, we have agents that are buying on behalf of them. AGMAC is buying on behalf of AGMAC and shipping it to Rabaul. We don't know if these bags are being recorded as Bougainville bags. So that actually, like in terms of them paying levies too, it's not, we don't know if it's been reflected. So the only companies that are exporting directly out of Bougainville is Elevin and Sankamap. And Multipla will export directly out of so the others don't have any excuse. They will have to start exporting their cocoa beans out from our two major ports, which is Buka and Kieta by June. So that's the plan for them to start doing exportations directly out of. So what's going to happen is when we start increasing the export directly out of here, what might also give an opportunity to the business houses is to increase some import coming in with backload of ship going out and coming in. So these are some of the spin-offs that can be achieved through this arrangement. Awareness and inspection of implementing the cocoa regulations was initiated October 2023 throughout North, Central, and South. Areas that yet to be visited will be visited when funds become available. Fermentary inspection and licensing is now taken over by DPI BHOR information brochures, inspection forms, applications, and license certificates has been printed. So what's going to happen is, like in the past, Cocoa Board usually issues all the license to wet bean buyers, to fermentary owners, and exporters, and people that are responsible in this business. Now it will be BHOR that will be issuing these licenses to them. So the difference at the moment with the levies and the licenses, the levies is 30% is still is been credited to Cocoa Board, but with the licenses, everything will be 100% deposited into the ABG's account. An online data collection toolbox is now established and linked to the main IT system server in BHOR office at Kubu for online registration, license application, and any other necessary data collection. So basically, we're in an era where modern technology is taking lead in every business sector. So MIPLA like to make sure that our farmers are also accessing these sort of services as well too. And with this online service, it will help the department to keep track of our cocoa farmers, how many trees they have, or it will also be expanded to other commodities as well too. And the sectors that is taking lead with this online access is the fishery sectors who are keeping progress with all our inland fish farmers and the data system that they've actually put in place. A BHOR trust account has been created for remittance of 70% of the export levy fees and is now ready for the funds to be accessed for BHOR operation. To date, the BHOR trust accounts has about almost 500 million, sorry, not million, I wish, 500,000, which is 445,803 kina 5 toya cent, toya. And is yet to be utilized pending the finance department's stringent requirement being met. Names of the compliance officer, BHOR officers appointed by DPI for commencing operation for BHOR were published in the gazettal notice. The activities to develop the cocoa shed or seed garden in Konga DPI commenced in November last year. The department is commencing with 5 hectares of land to propagate some potential cocoa varieties in Bougainville. These clones will be further studied and hopefully resulting in superior Bougainville clones. Assistant Speaker, the new and bigger machines and equipment purchased from USA about 2 years ago has finally arrived in December last year in our lab. Research on improving product is ongoing, and production of different products have now resulted in 3 products. The chocolate that we are producing there, cocoa butter oil, now cocoa powder is to be certified through packaging, branding, and pertaining of compliance to the international standard and the HACCP standard. With bigger capacity and using the new machines and equipment, wider research can be done. Although the focus of the lab is on research and development, demand for the products is exceeding 100% plus, especially for the cocoa powder. So we hardly have any cocoa powder. Almost every day someone is walking into the lab and purchasing those cocoa powder. Offices under BHOR program, which are the Cocoa Board, PNG and DPI offices, are now gradually taking over the training component and have conducted cocoa management practices and cocoa assessors course for the CSF recipient and other farmer groups. A total of 142 farmers have received training between September 2023 and 2024. So one of the things about this, the trainings is it's focused on the cooperative groups. Because as you are aware, the department is, the capacity of us, we're supposed to have 294 staff. We only have 46 staff, so the approach that the department has taken is to work with the cooperatives. The cooperatives identify the extension officers, and the extension officers within each cooperative take the lead in conducting the training to the cocoa farmers or any other, whether it's vanilla or copra. Mr. Speaker, I have also given specific direction to my staff to issue an official notice to all the commodity exporters in Bougainville that by the 1st of June 2024, all agriculture commodity must have Bougainville as their point of export and not East New Britain, Lae, Palm, or any other PNG port. This is my initiative to capture all export levies and tax due to Bougainville directly and so improve Bougainville's revenue base and have buyers identify Bougainville cocoa received. Because in the meantime, the Bougainville cocoa is going into other exporters that are exporting it out, and it's going as PNG bags and not Bougainville bags. Mr. Assistant Speaker, I also would like to inform this Honourable House that specific commodity information to the public and stakeholders will be made available through the media called the Arab Commodity News, and now into its 4th edition, and it will be shared through the ABG Bulletin newsletter shortly for public consumption through the ABG Media Directorate. Underneath the coconut sector, Mr. Assistant Speaker, the coconut redevelopment has started slowly due to funding constraint. However, my ministry has encouraged full collaborative measures to support these funding gaps by providing much needed funding to implement the coconut programs, especially in the north for the coconut plantation concept and seed distribution project. North has been identified as the pilot project, Distal Coconut Project. So coconut is the main cash crop cultivated and grown throughout Bougainville Island, and currently Bougainville is rated as the 2nd highest producers of copra in PNG by KIK. Currently, Eastern Britain is leading, but because we just recently picked up this about 2 years ago, we have been regarded as the 2nd highest producers of supposed to be white copra, but with the white copra program that we're rolling out. Assistant Speaker, about 80% of the population use coconut to sustain their livelihood, socially and economically. Pre-regional conflict, Bougainville was the highest producers of copra. The bulk of copra in Bougainville came mainly from plantations. Now these plantations are run down and no longer producing. Smallholder coconut farmers are currently the main sustainers of the industry. The major achievement of coconut replanting and seed distribution program in Arab for the 2023 includes increase in the number of local tall mother plant, confirm about 12,754 mother palms, an increase in the number of on-site nursery established, about 1,122 on-site nursery, increased in the number of smallholder farmers involved in new coconut planting, about 340,570 new plantings, increase in the number of smallholder farmers involved in new planting, about 1,122 farmers. So large plantations showing interest in redevelopment, Ramunpan, Dewa, Scotland, Buka District, Banio Plantation, Selau, Suwir District, Tanakaut and Arikwa, Wakunai District, Arapa, Iwi, Taimanapu, and Kieta District. To the fishery and marine sectors update, one is the Bougainville Water Delimitation Survey. The Department of Primary Industry, through the Directorate of Fishery and Marine Resources, have successfully completed phase 1 of the Bougainville delimitation exercise. I take this time to thank all departments and stakeholders who have supported this program, which was facilitated by the South Pacific Commission and with the support of the National Fishery Authority. All data and information collected over the 2-week survey that was done in October 2023 is being processed by the technical team at SPC. This is a continuous collaboration and engagement with our Fishery Directorate for further work stream. This delimitation survey is something that it ticks one of our boxes in requirements for our independent political aspiration. For every country to be registered as an independent nation, one has to actually register their borders, one time UN closer. So each of the countries put it up over there into the United Nations record to register themselves, their borders and all this sort of thing. So this is one of those requirements that we have to meet, and Bougainville Fishery has taken lead in making sure that the first phase of it happen. The second phase of it, and go beyond 200 nautical mile, and this year, early January this year, I made a visit to the Foreign Fishery Agency to talk to them, FFA in Honiara, to seek their assistance if they are able to support us to work in further survey on the delimitation. They have given their approval, but on the condition that it is noted in the fishery MOA when we will be signing it sometimes in April or May, one time revised MOA, Blomiplalo fishery sector. So as long as it is indicated in the MOA, FFA will be providing their support, including the SPC, to support them or capacity blooming inside the fishery sector. So seaweed support to local economy. The Fishery and the Marine Resource Directorate continues its work of supporting rural and island economic growth. Seaweed export and facility license were granted to Happy Sound Limited late November 2023. This is just to start the process until we get, most of the activities going on. Over the past 3 months, seaweed production based on purchase has reached 59 tons. These purchases were mainly from Cutlets and Nissan farmers. With the purchase price at 3 kina per kilo, our hard-working fishermen and women have received over 177,000. Cutlets alone accounted for 3/4 of the seaweed receipts from this first purchase. There is a growing interest in this fishery, and my offices are now conducting an extension visit to Cutlets and Nissan. So they left yesterday to conduct this survey. 3, Bougainville Aquaculture Baseline Survey. Development of the Bougainville aquaculture policy hinges on evidence-based information. Hence, the conduct of the third phase of the Bougainville Aqua Baseline Survey is currently underway in North Bougainville. We've completed South and Central, so North Bougainville is the final one when we need to complete. And then through the policy, it will then outline all our activities that will be funded for. Aquaculture is the funding, rearing and harvesting of fish, shellfish, and other aqua-specific species in all types of environmental waters. In our case, we mainly have fish ponds in the rural district. This policy, when developed, will support work on food security and income safety nets of our local farmers in the region. This fishery has great opportunities to support fiscal self-reliance in the rural economy. So we have a good classic example with the ongoing pilot project, Wantem Online Bimilo Tonsu. I'd like to also use this opportunity to inform the House that I took some of the samples for the mud crab and sent it down to New Zealand when I went to New Zealand, and the buyers down there at the New Zealand actually asked me if we can provide 6 containers of mud crab to them because it met their requirement. The only thing I did was scratch him head blooming. I was like, where am I going to get the rest of the, mud crab to supply this demand? This is a reminder to all our coastal, this opportunity Tonsu has started. I'd like to extend this sort of invitation to the other constituency members to also put in request program coastal areas as well too. Fishery enabling infrastructure. Completion of 2 fishery staff housing at Tinpuch has been completed. The construction of fishery infrastructure, 2-in-1 classroom is ongoing in Tinpuch district. The construction of the fishery complex office at Buka Town Waterfront, thanks to Member for Chitalato and Minister for Police to assist him, that the mothers have actually moved the SME market to the marketplace, and that place has been vacated for us to actually put up the fishery of waterfront project Lapigolo from a Bantamol fishery project Blimi. The proposed construction of the vessel tracking system in Sohano hopefully will start in this year in 2024. The proposed construction of the fishery warehouse at Kubu, this is for the compliance and all that, will be erected this year as well too. Stakeholder liaison and support, Mr. Assistant Speaker, I am pleased to inform this Honourable House of the strong and positive working relationship the Department of Primary Industry and Marine Resource has with the stakeholders, most importantly, NFA Authority. The successful meeting in Solomon Island with the foreign fishery agencies for proposed support for Bougainville, especially with revenue sharing based on vessel days, licensing and other fishery development within Bougainville. So one of the advice that we actually got from FFA is they said the money is in the vessel days. So this is also an opportunity. I want to thank the President for taking this and elevating it with our Prime Minister, that we need, in his request to the Prime Minister, he mentioned that we need 4,000 vessel days. And we're hoping that NFA will, currently the National Fishery Authority has about 14,000 vessel days. So we're asking if they can give us 4,000 vessel days. Not only has this relationship supported the ministry and department in the development of the fishery and marine sector in the region, but it has supported the government as a whole. Late November 2022, from the allocation of 5 million from NFA, 3 million was paid out on the fishery trust account to support the ABG consolidated revenue. In 2023, late November, another 5 million was presented to support the fishery sector development in region. Again, my ministry and the department, 2.5 million has been appropriated to fund the development for the year 2024. All these funds are guided by the MOU that the department has with the NFA, outlining areas of support and joint coordination. Mr. Speaker, there are also other outstanding commitments by the Ministry earmarked for 2024, which includes the range of ongoing partnership agreement to enter or re-enter into the forestry MOA, PNG Cocoa Board to rent agreement, NFA, Department of National Agriculture and Livestock, coffee industry, CIC, KIK as well. Mr. Speaker, all of these cooperation framework do have specific activities that require counter-funding implication for the ABG. As far as I can see, we have not given specific attention to this fact in the 2024 ABG budget, not only to DPI but other departments. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Assistant Speaker, finally, but not the least of our priorities is to support coastal fishery accessibility to market by improving shipping services in the region. My department, in partnership with the community government and the people of Nissan constituency, have embarked on a program which includes the purchase of a vessel to enable transportation of marine products, cargo, and other commodities to facilitate investment and trade opportunities within the region. Please allow me to warn that we should not repeat mistakes from the past of going on luxurious shopping excursion only to end up with substandard vessels that quickly become liabilities to the government. Mr. Assistant Speaker, finally, let me take this opportunity to thank all colleague members of this Honorable House. Their support one way or another to be part of a success and achievement in 2023, and we look forward to a prosperous 2024 and beyond. This road has not been easy, and to say it's getting easier would be a denial of the challenges ahead to build a new country which, while leaving no one behind, my conviction is every step counts. And this is the guiding principle for my ministry. May God continue to bless us all as we continue to endeavor all our efforts and towards our much self-determination and sovereignty. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Leader of Government.